Hey dudes, I'm Hilah, and today on Hilah Cooking I am really stoked because we're making eggplant parmesan subs, which is like eggplant parmesan, but you stick it between some bread, you add some extra cheese. So delicious, and I'm especially excited because my husband does not like eggplant or eggplant parmesan, but guess what, jerk? I'm pregnant and I'll eat what I want. So for the breading, this is a little bit non-traditional, but this is how my mom does it, so just bear with me here. I'm gonna do a couple of eggs mixed up together. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper to this, of course. And then I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and get that whisked in, and that is gonna make kind of a thick little egg batter. So I've actually never made this for my husband Chris because he hates eggplant in every form, and I've tried to get him to eat it in other forms and it's a no-go, and he's always like, wow, it smells really gross. So I don't know if that's like a man thing. I think men don't like eggplant. There, I said it. I'm sexist. But anyway, I really like it, and so I'm happy to have an excuse to make it for you. So just try to get all the lumps out that you can. No biggie. That looks pretty good. And then for the dry stuff, I've got some plain breadcrumbs that I'm just seasoning with salt, pepper, and some dried oregano. And if you wanted to just buy the little can of like Italian flavored breadcrumbs, then you can totally do that. But I like to keep the plain ones on hand because I find that they're a little more versatile, and then I can just season them however I want to for that particular thing. So, good deal. Now, for the eggplant. You might want to close your eyes if you're my husband. So when you're picking out an eggplant, you want to look for one that's really shiny and has tight, taut skin, like a nubile young woman, and kind of heavy for its size. Smaller ones tend to be less seedy and less bitter. And then look at the blossom end. That's called the blossom scar. So that's where the flower was before it was a eggplant. So if you get one that has the smaller, rounder blossom end, then those usually have less seeds also. So I hear. So I always do that, but you know, who knows? It's botany. It's not a science, guys. Okay, it totally is. All right, we're gonna cut this into about 1/2-inch slices. So a lot of recipes too will tell you to salt the eggplant and soak it in a colander to remove some of the bitterness. Guess what? I'm not gonna do that. I honestly have never noticed a bit of difference one way or the other, and it kind of just seems like a little bit of a waste of time. So I'm not gonna do that. Just gonna go straight into the breading, and then we'll be almost done. So don't you love me? Because it's so much easier, right? Okay, set up my little assembly line. So I want a rack here for my ending point. So we're gonna dredge the eggplant in the egg, and then the breadcrumbs, and then set them on a rack, and just let them sit on the rack for 20 minutes or so. That's gonna help the breadcrumbs adhere. And if you wanted to peel your eggplant first, you can do that too, but I don't do that. All right, so while the eggplant rests, we can go ahead and get some rolls ready. I'm using these like kind of hoagie rolls, I guess you call them. And I'm just making one, obviously, because Chris won't be eating this. And I'm gonna layer it with a little bit of fresh mozzarella. And then put this just in a 250 degree oven for a little while, just long enough to get the bread melted, to get the bread toasted and the cheese kind of getting melty, and then we'll be ready to fry our eggplant. So for the eggplant, you just want to heat up a couple tablespoons of olive oil over a medium heat, and we're going to fry these eggplant slices slowly. Should take maybe 5 to 7 minutes total until it's nice and golden brown, like 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And then as they're cooked, you want to take them off and set them on a rack to cool, and sprinkle each one with a little bit of grated Parmesan. Keep cooking your eggplant slices until they're all cooked, and then very last, carefully pour in a couple cups of jarred marinara sauce. I just always check the label and make sure there's no sugar added, because a lot of tomato sauces have sugar, and like there's just way too much sugar and everything, and also then it kind of tastes sweet, and I don't want it to be sweet. I want it to be savory, god damn it. So then we're gonna just heat up our sauce in the same skillet and then assemble our sandwiches. All right, eggplant is fried, sauce is heated. Let's take a look at this bread. So bread is warm and toasty, and the cheese is all melted on there. So I'm gonna top this with a little bit of sauce. Of course, you can put more or less, depending on how much of a mess you wanna make. And I like to top this with some fresh basil. It's a vegetable, so you don't have to bother with making a salad. Just kidding, it probably doesn't really count like that. Put the top on it. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, it's been so long since I've had this. I'm so excited. Holy cow. Wowie zowie. All right, well, if you like this recipe, also check out the Milanesa I did. It's like a non-vegetarian version of this, and it's super good. And this recipe and all my recipes are always available at hilahcooking.com in printable format, so you can print it out if you want to do that. And thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, and let's see what's happening with this eggplant parm sub. Oh gosh. That is a fucking ticket right there. Damn, that's good. Y'all, I hope you try this, because eggplants are in season right now, because it's hot and it's summertime. And this is delicious. Yay! Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.